Are you tired of reading the Bible and not really understanding what it means? Yo, you know you're reading the book upside down? I need a teacher. I got the perfect solution for you. The Hebrew and Bible Academy got you all covered. There, you'll learn the original Hebrew language with Elder Lawya, groundbreaking news from around the world with Elder Rawchaa, and all new up-to-date lessons, including ancient history with Elder Rawchaa. Visit us at historytimes.org and enroll there. The Hebrew and Bible Academy. You're invited.
Yes, yes, yes. Shalom, peace and blessings. Yes, yes. Welcome back to the Born of Levi experience here on G.O.C.C Media. And yes, we are live. We are live. Can I get a welcome back? Can I get a welcome back? Brothers and sisters, we are live. This is not a pre-recorded thing. I'm here with you live in the flesh. So welcome back once again to the Born of Levi experience here on G.O.C.C Media. And I am your host, Deacon Hazak. And y'all see the topic of tonight's discussion. You are not ready for the beast system. So we gonna get starting right now.
This is the Born of Levi experience on G.O.C.C Media.
Yes. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. I'm so happy to be here live and direct. And brothers and sisters, if you can kindly do me a favor, if I am coming in nice and clear, please put a quam in the chat for me, please. If I am coming in nice and clear. And I know lately I've been having some audio issues. I've been hearing it in the comments. Yo, yeah, Artie, you got to fix your audio. You got to do this. We're working on it, right? So I feel like I've been saying that forever, right? But right now, this is what we got to work with. All right. All praises be to the Most High. Yes, I see you guys on, man. Listen, look at all my beautiful brothers and sisters that's in the room right now. All praises. Please, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. And hit the thumbs up, right? Give us a like. If you can share this content, please share this content with your friends and family. Don't be selfish. All right. And let's do this. Let's do this. Thank you guys for putting the qualm. So I'm coming in nice and clear. And I'm guessing there's no audio issues. And yes, brothers and sisters, you guys have seen the commercial from our sponsor from the Hebrew and Bible Academy. Let me put this on the screen. Oh yeah, let me also introduce this as well too. We also have our new faith-based online homeschool program. All praises be to the Most High. Right, I believe it should be starting this September. Right, so you can visit us at our homepage, gathering of Christ church.org, right? gathering of Christ.org, and click on the learn more tab here, right? But let me move from this. You also want to know that our Hebrew and Bible Academy has officially started June 1st, right? And it's not too late to enroll. Right, just visit us at historytimes.org to enroll, so that way you can get your weekly fix of the Hebrew and Bible Academy. Y'all see the topic of this academy? It is from Babylon, Rome to America, right? And you see here there's 12 new lessons. Listen, it's not too late. Even if you missed the first couple of lessons, If you sign up today, you'll receive all of the lessons you miss, so you could catch up and be back on track with the rest of us, right? But you see it, the history of the Tower of Babel, the secret war of Edom against the Israelites, the desolation of abomination, reading spoken of in Daniel. And speaking of the book of Daniel, we're going to go into that today, right? How to calculate time according to the Bible, a nest above the stars, Satan's space program. Yeah, the final frontier, right? So they say, the final battle of Armageddon, and many, many more. So, sorry about that. Get this out of here. Yeah, visit us at historytimes.org to enroll. Yes, welcome back, brothers and sisters. I'm so happy to be before you, to be live, right? Praise the Most High that my work schedule is, has changed for the time being, where I can be before you in the flesh, right? But we're gonna get right into it, man. Y'all see the topic, man. You are not ready for the beast system, and I don't want this to sound like doom and gloom, but unfortunately, this is going to be doom and gloom for those who are not in Christ. I just want to make that clear. Okay, if you're in Christ, it's not going to be doom and gloom. But if you're not in Christ, doom and gloom. There's no other way for me to actually really put it. The scriptures don't give me no other option. There's no other way. Christ said you got to come through one door, and that door is him. If anybody try to climb up some other way, he said he is a thief or a robber. So, I'm here to tell you, if you're not in Christ, doom and gloom. But don't worry. This is why I'm here, to help you see Christ through all the mayhem, through all the chaos, right? So it's not all doom and gloom, right? It's only doom and gloom if you do not accept Christ. And when I say accept Christ, I'm not talking about just accept him in your heart as your personal Lord and Savior. Nah, start by doing what he did, getting baptized for the remission of your sins, going into that water and openly confessing your faults to all, for all can see, as a testament between you and the Father, which is in heaven. Right? So just want to make that clear. Right? So yes, we're going to talk about it. And there was so much that prompted this particular topic that we're having tonight. So much information that I've been seeing, but I'm only going to key in on a few, which when I'm seeing it, I'm like, all right, I see the play of what this system is gearing up to do. Right? I'm seeing the play. But to paint the picture more clearer, right, brothers and sisters, please help me out. Continue hitting that like button. Y'all doing a great job. Driving the traffic, because, I always say this, we're dealing with algorithms. We're dealing with a program which only understands what you input. So if you like it, it starts referring this to more and more people. And you guys been doing a great job with that. Matter of fact, let me clap it up for y'all. Y'all have been doing a great job with the likes and the comments. The videos are being referred to a larger audience. I'm seeing that in the back. So praise the Most High for that. We're moving mountains, right? To start it up, I'm going to start by reading this scripture first, so that way I could paint the picture as to why I titled this particular broadcast, "You're Not Ready for the Beast System." I should, you know what? I'm gonna fix the title after this and put in parentheses, "If you're not in Christ." That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fix the title after this, and I'm gonna put it as "You're Not Ready for the Beast System," parentheses, "if you're not in Christ." Right? So like I said, I don't want it to sound like doom and gloom, but there's no other way for me to actually put it, because a lot of people, unfortunately, is primed, or is primed for destruction, are being led as sheep to the slaughter. And I can confidently say that is because the reason why I can confidently say that is because the way this system has raised, I want to use the word raised a lot of the people. What they've given us, they have entered the homes first by introducing these things to the children in school, and when those children grow older, they carry on the institutionalization of what they were taught in school to their children. And each generation, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And everything that they that they have given us has moved us further and farther away from the Most High. And I'm going to show you that. And that was done by design. It was strategic, very strategic. Right. And this is why I want to start off by reading this scripture right here to show you how diabolical and how diverse and crazy this last empire we're living in is. The Most High prophesied, the Most High told and showed Daniel what this last empire would do on this earth. And we're actually experiencing it. Right. And like I said last week, in the last video that I dropped last week, that it's all already done. So it's nothing for us to really like. If you have dedicated your life to the Most High and you've been baptized for the remissions of your sins, and you're trying to walk a straight and narrow path, listen, what the Most High said in the scriptures, best believe it's already done. This is what we have to look forward to. But we just have to go through the birth pains. We just have to go through the steps to get to the final destination. No pun intended. All right. So I'm going to go here in the book of Daniel. And Daniel, for those of you guys who don't know, Daniel was a prophet, and he was able to interpret dreams, just like Joseph was. And one particular vision that he was breaking down was from the king, what's his name, Belteshazzar, right, of Babylon. But I want to read, let me share my screen with you all. So I want to read Daniel chapter 7, right, to set up the stage for what we're talking about here. So Daniel 7, and I'm going to start at verse 7, matter of fact. And I hope you guys could see it. If you can't, just follow along or just have your Bibles with you or take notes or watch the replay. So I'm going to read this Daniel 7:7. And it says, after this, I saw in the night visions. Look at this. And behold, a fourth beast. And, just let me explain this, because I do have to teach as well for those who probably don't understand what this beast is talking about or referring to. There was a vision that was given, and there were four beasts. And these four beasts represented four empires that would rule the world. And this is why I stated in the beginning, it is very important for you guys to get into that Hebrew and Bible Academy, so that way you will be able to identify and learn and how to break down these four beasts, right? And understand and know which empires or which kingdoms Daniel seen that the Most High gave him, or through the vision to show him these are the empires that would rule the world. But right now we're only focusing on the fourth beast, right? And we understand the fourth beast to be Rome. And after Rome came who? You're living in her, America, or what the scriptures call the daughter of Babylon. The reason why it's called the daughter of Babylon is because it took on all of the attributes of ancient Babylon with its witchcraft and sorcery and all its craziness, and made it into this new thing and added parts of Greek culture, part of Rome culture. And this is why they call America the melting pot. Hence why the scriptures calls it the daughter of Babylon. Just a quick run through. Hopefully that made sense to those who's watching. Okay. And I'm trying to watch the chat at the same time to make sure that everything is good and steady on y'all end. So now back to the fourth beast written of in Daniel. So we in Daniel chapter 7, verse 7, it says, after this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, And it says here, and he said this, he said it was dreadful and terrible. So according to Daniel's vision, this last empire would be dreadful and terrible, right? And strong, where are we? And strong exceedingly. So this kingdom would be a superpower on the earth, right? It would be a superpower. And it had great iron teeth. It devoured. So that means everywhere it went, it devoured and break in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it. That means this thing had total control. This last empire would have total control of the earth, right? And it was diverse, meaning it was different from all the beasts that were before it. So that means this last empire, which was the fourth beast or the fourth kingdom on the earth, would be very different than all of the other empires that ruled before it. Meaning it would be responsible for a lot of the technological advances on earth, a lot of the moral degradation on earth, a lot of the policies. Every place would want to follow and model their government, their system after this last beast, because it was diverse. It's different. We never seen this before. Right? And it says, and it had 10 horns. Now, to break down with this 10 horns, this is why I say it's very important to get into the Hebrew Bible Academy. The 10 horns represents 10 nations that would rule with the last beast. We understand that to be the European Union or the European nations or what's called the EU. They would back this last empire. Why? I mean, how? It says, look, verse 8, and it says, and I considered the horns. So Daniel was looking at these empires, the other 10 that's ruling with the final beast. And he said, and behold, there came up among them another little horn. Now we know that little horn to be America, because the fourth beast would represent Rome. But out of Rome would come an extension of it, which is this little horn. All right. See, I don't want to give too much away. This is why you got to join this academy. It says, there came up, I'm right here. There came up among them another little horn, before whom there were 3 of the first horns plucked up by the roots. You see that? And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of men, and a mouth speaking great things. Right? And this would be what they would use to speak great things. What does this empire use? Multimedia, news outlets, right? To speak great things, to boast, right? To so-called show their might and make up claims that, yeah, we destabilizing certain nations, and right, this is how they talk. Having a mouthpiece, having a president as a mouthpiece, right? Speaking great things, boasting great things. So I wanted to go here to show that this last empire, this fourth beast, which we understand to be the beast system that is coming into place right now. Like they're I don't think it's ready, but it's at the door. We see a lot of things, and then we're going to talk about a lot of things that they're gearing up to do and to unleash to the public that will help set up and propel this beast system forward. Okay? So this last empire would be diverse, fierce, terrible, and it would do great things in the sight of men. And what's actually going to happen within this last empire, it says even the very elect could be deceived during this time period. Christ said that in Matthew 24. So we got to understand that what's coming to place, or what's getting ready to come to pass within this last empire. If you're not in Christ, you're going to get caught in the midst of it. This is why Christ said, he who endures until the end, the same shall be saved. Because even though this last empire, when it ends, is not the end yet. Power still gotta go back to Rome, which is the fourth beast, or back to Europe, and then Christ will finish it there. But we're gonna focus on right here, the daughter of Babylon, what they got going on here. So I want to play a video, and shout out to Elder Rawchaa. He mentioned this video while he was broadcasting, and he mentioned it, but he didn't play the video. But I seen this video, and then when I seen it, I was like, oh nah, I definitely got to talk about this. So this is how we all on one accord when we seeing these videos on social media. It'd be crazy. So I want to play this video. Hold on, let me see something real quick. I want to play this video to show. Well, matter of fact, I'm gonna hold off on that video. I'm gonna start with this video. Hold on. This is a video I want to start with, but I'm gonna come back to that video that Elder Rawchaa was talking about, because it's all gonna tie in together. But I want to start with this video, and shout out to my aunt Joe out of VA, who sent me this as well. And I seen this video and he sent it to me, so it was confirmation as well too. Now I want you guys to take a look at this video right here.
Now, it even gets worse. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is continuing its global push to support its so-called government-backed digital ID programs. And
that's putting the cart before the horse. I don't even know how that started playing. This is what I want to play first. So I want to show this video, and I hope the sound is good for you guys on your end. So this video I seen right here, and it's titled AI Influencers Are Taking Over and We Can't Stop It. And when I was seeing this, and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And on this channel, we always talk about the AI stuff and how crazy it's getting, and how they're using AI to do so much things. And this is just the beginning of what AI could do. And if this is the beginning of what AI can do, it's going to be almost scary to what the true capabilities of it is going to be in the near future. Like I already believe that they already have a far more advanced version, but they just released to us a version that that they're not using anymore. We could give this to them, but we'll keep this in the back. That's what they always do. They always have technology, but they release older technology, but they keep the newer ones to themselves, and they release it at a later time. So I'm pretty sure they have far more crazier capabilities than what we can see right now. So I want you guys to see this, and I could already see the play of what they're gearing up to do. So let me play this video, and I want you guys to see this as well. Let me play this video.
Everyone should be terrified by AI at this point.
Come sharking with me, y'all. The ninjas is outside. Ooh, y'all, look at him. What's up? He is so fine, y'all.
I just want y'all to know that wasn't a real person. That was created by AI. That wasn't a real person.
Hey, where you from?
Last week, AI videos took over timelines on X after this video was posted on a pretty large account without even acknowledging that it was AI at all. And it seems like that post was removed after they were called out for posting a clearly artificial video. A black woman eating fried chicken, black sin and all. And honestly, when I was scrolling, it almost got me. When I first watched it, I didn't realize it was fake or AI at all until she scarfed down the whole entire steaming chicken leg, bone and all.
You cut off your friend for missing your birthday dinner, but not the man who forgot your birthday?
But after
So as you can see, the AI still have some flaws that you would be able to detect and know that it's AI. But pretty much a lot of people can't tell if it's AI or not, because she looked real until she ate that whole piece of chicken and just put that whole chicken, just ate that whole thing, a whole drumstick just gone. All right. That gave it away. But if she didn't, if the AI didn't do that, we wouldn't be able to tell if it was real or not. So, but I want you to keep seeing this though. Keep looking at this. And I do apologize because I didn't get a chance to edit it. There might be some curses in it, but I want you guys to see what this like whoever is prompting these AI bots to create these videos are prompting them in a certain way to make us look a certain way. Right? Keep that in mind. Okay?
after that video, it seemed like the AI floodgates bursted open and my timeline was flooded with black AI influence.
I don't mean to keep pausing it, but doesn't she look real? And look at the guy. Doesn't he look real? This is artificial intelligence. And this is the beginning of what we've seen it could do.
Influencer videos. And it's really scary and unsettling because of the implications of what can be done with videos like this, especially in the hands of anyone that has malicious intent against an individual or community in the very near future. But I'm Jew. Welcome to the channel. Please like and share the video. Don't forget to sub. Now, let's get into it.
Wait, because like, why does everybody think I'm AI? That's so crazy. I genuinely don't know why everybody is saying that. I'm a human being just like you guys.
The fact that she's not real at
y'all seen that? Like who would think that that was not a real person? That she looked real to me. But I want you guys to there's two things happening right now though. There's two things happening. They're creating fake influencers on social media, right? And also painting us to look a certain way. But with the whole and when I seen this, I started thinking about the influencer side of things, and I was like, yo, it makes sense why they would do this, right? Because right now, a lot of especially people of color, black influencers, are making millions just being influencers and influencing the next generation with just a camera, right? So now what they're doing is they're getting in front of these influencers, and what's going to actually happen is going to take them out of business eventually. Because if I'm creating an influencer through my prompts, to what I'm telling it to do, I can make it as interesting or boring as I want. Now it's going to be a race for the real influencers to compete with the AI influencers. So when I say you're not ready for this beast system, I really mean that, because what they're trying to do, they're trying to take away every way possible of any way of us making ends meet. They're trying to get in front of every way that we are able to make money with through jobs or influence or Instagram shopping. They're getting in front of all of that. So now what is it that we're gonna have to rely on? What skills we're gonna have if we didn't learn any skills? See what I'm saying? Look, I'm telling y'all, I could see it.
at all is still crazy to me. And people just scrolling through their phones or lacking critical thinking skills like the average person probably wouldn't pick up on the very small things that give away this video as AI. Like the hand glitch at the beginning or her tattoo changing throughout the video.
So like I said, there are some imperfections that you will be able to catch to know, okay, all right, this can't be a real person because it still has some glitches. But like I said, I believe that they just released to us a version that they don't even care about anymore. And I'm pretty sure they have a version that's exclusive to them that's flawless. And they're going to use that to their advantage. Like you think if this is something that could work for our favor, really, they would have gave it to us? Think about it. Like I could go and I could type in prompts and create videos and do the same thing. Y'all got to think about this because we sometimes we be thinking, oh, this is cool, this is neat. Oh man, I could do this, I could do that with it. But think about the overall agenda, the overall goal, the overall construct of this whole world, the battle between good and evil. Right? For Esau is the beginning of the world and Jacob is the one that cometh after it. So if Jacob cometh after it, we're going to put so much pitfalls. We're going to do so much to try to make sure that Jacob can't get that world to come. And it starts with these little things. Subtle attacks. Right? Let's keep.
Which again makes this so scary. And on top of that, she's refusing to even admit that she's AI, which is super weird.
Hey, Laquifa, looks like your baby daddy ended up at my crib again. You better buy a leash if you don't want
him. Somebody said, So Green says fake eyelashes and a bonnet. Listen, right now, that's all we see these sisters wearing right now is fake eyelashes. And the bonnet. So that's really our people. They're really depicting our sisters. Like, look at that. We could walk down the block and see a sister that look just like this in the hood. You kidding me? They not playing fair. One second.
I'm here no more because always running to me. Bye, boo.
AI videos like this are possible in the first place because we've been feeding the internet our data, faces, mannerisms, voices for over a decade now. We've had our phones and cameras in our faces nonstop, posting videos on Instagram and YouTube, where our likenesses could just be stolen without our consent or awareness. Not to mention we've been using face filter apps, using AI to participate in social media trends like 80s yearbook pictures and videos, baby photos, Studio Ghibli pictures, and basically without even intending to training AI to replace us.
Step 1, don't be dumb like me and glue your eyeballs shut. Use the damn mirror, not your front cam. Step 2, pray. These tweezers do not got my back today. Hey, hold up. PE already. That's one cluster down, 30. I'm basically a licensed esthetician now. Y'all see the vision? I look like a tired fairy.
This is crazy. That's not even a real girl. This was created through AI. And like the brother was saying, what we've been doing over the years have been training the AI system. So the fact that they gave us smartphones, we thinking, oh, this is neat. Like I said earlier, oh, this is neat. It's helping us. Yeah, it's cool. Yo, we can use it to do this. But what was the overall agenda for them giving us smartphones? And letting us be able to browse anywhere at any time at any second. Us searching prompts, we were feeding and teaching the AIs for over 20 years with these devices. See, none of us even looked at it that way. Right, taking selfies, Instagram, all of this stuff. We teaching it. Like, how do you think this AI was able to get our mannerisms, even our mannerisms? You couldn't even. It's like you could kind of tell slightly that it was it's like robotic, but we were teaching it. These are our mannerisms. This is what we do. So-called influencers, they don't need y'all no more. They could create influencers.
Sexy one.
Y'all all look at me. I did that. Don't ask me to do them again. I was fighting for my damn life, but I did that.
And you just have to imagine if AI has gotten this good this quick, how real things and people will look a year or two from now.
Y'all, this is about to get messy, but it's gonna be worth it. Nah, this hit no different.
And what type of heinous or ridiculous things it'll have people doing in those videos. Again, with the average viewer not being able to tell real from AI.
Hey, I'm out here on 14, bruh. On my mama, it's already hella janky.
That's AI. Yo, that look like something that we would do. Y'all not ready for what's coming, man. I'm telling y'all.
And while this isn't exclusive to black people,
this is what you call a cheese pull. Look at that.
Oh, that is so good. The tartness of the lemonade with the sweetness of the tea.
I will say the videos that I've seen have a very exploitative feel to them. Like literally showing AI in the hood or in these ratchet situations, basically propagate negative images of black people.
People, it's Ricky the Robber back for another video. Today we got some crazy shit. I'm outside this rich kid's party, and y'all already know we about to rob this little motherfucker. Let's go. All right.
Like I said, I do apologize about the language, but you know, I just wanted to show y'all. Look what they're able to do. That you would have thought that this is a real kid. And he's talking about robbing a white kid's house. But they using our image for that though. So like I said, don't be surprised if you start seeing more videos surfacing of, you know, black people doing crazy stuff. And like I said, this is the technology that they released to us. We don't know the technology that they actually have access to. That's more realistic and more believable. We don't know. So they could use this AI stuff to make to incriminate or do something crazy towards our people. And I believe that's what is going to come down to, that. Because when you actually look at our people, we're more forgiving, we're more loving, we're more kind. It's just circumstance and environment and our environment that, you know, we show off a mean posture towards not towards others but towards each other. And it's sad. Like, we'll be nice to the other nations, but to each other we would hate each other, we would kill each other, stab each other, fight each other, steal from each other, right? Because that's what happens when you are lawless people. You don't consider your brother. And it tells you in Deuteronomy 28 that, you know, your brother, one hand would be against his brother's hand, right? A brother who was so delicate, you would never think of hurting him, but now you at odds with him, right? Showing that, you know how the Most High put us base and made us animalistic, not towards the other nations, towards each other. The curses is real. The other nations, they help each other. They, you know what I mean? They working together. They building businesses together. But when it comes to us, we stealing from each other. We looking at each other sideways and up and down, and we want to fight. We want this. Yeah, it's the curses. So when it comes to the other nations, we're not really looking at them toward as beef. We tend to doing that towards each other. So now they're gonna have to spin it in a way to get to engage us, because you just think about it. Every time when they stir up something in our neighborhoods, they'll say a psyop where they'll have a white cop do something to a black kid, or a white cop choke out a black girl, and have the community riled up, and then it goes away, right? But we not really taking vengeance like how we would against ourselves, right? We would more so take vengeance on each other rather than do it towards the other nations. So they know that we not that type of people. So they're going to have to frame it in a certain way to get us, or to get them to engage us. They're going to have to lie. The same way how they're lying right now in the Middle East. I've seen a video, right, where the Israelis were shooting missiles and it was hitting targets in their own sites. And you already know what yeah, they did that. The Iranians, they did that. So ain't no different. That's one thing about Esau. He don't play fair. He never played fair. That's why he's a cunning hunter. And we're gonna talk more about that cunning hunter later on in this broadcast. Right? And brothers and sisters, y'all doing great. Right? Please continue to hit that like button and drive the traffic as well. So I just want let me go back to this. Like I said, he's using foul language, but I do apologize about that. But I want to show you what they're using our image and our face, our likeness to do, to portray. Look.
All right, they outside. What's up, people? It's Ricky the Robber back for another video. Today we got some crazy shit. I'm at this rich kids party, and y'all already know we about to rob this little. Let's go. All right, they outside. Spider-Man got the kids doing Mongolian twister or something. The mom just poured herself a mimosa the size of the birthday skull. Ain't no the door. We going. The dude at the gate was telling me I needed a background check to get in this hoe. It's a birthday party, not the fucking. The vest is ugly as shit, but that's. Hey, I just gotta look like an Amazon worker. Rich folks love a uniform. I could be delivering black tar heroin and they'd still wave at me through the window. Ain't no way these motherfuckers got the front door unlocked. These rich people really trusting like it's a Disney. This fucking shit here costs more than my childhood rent.
All right, that's it on that, because he's using a lot of profanity and all of that. But guess what, y'all? I'm saying he like he a real person. The creator, whoever prompted this AI to do this, it made it say this, right? But just take a look at what they're able to do with words. And they put it into a software, into a computer program, and it created this with our face, our likeness, of course, showing us in a negative light. I'm telling y'all, this is only the beginning of what they're putting in place. And in this channel as well too, I spoke about 2030, making it past 2030, right? Because by 2030, the World Health Organization want to have this whole thing locked up. They want to have their slogan was or is, you will own nothing and be happy, right? But there's a lot of things that's being done in the background that is actually helping this system work against us. And when I say work against us, matter of fact, let me play this next video, man. So I just wanted to show that part of the AI to let y'all know it's serious, to let y'all know that to let y'all know that the war has already started against us. But here it is. We like to play. We like to go to parties, right? We want to get new Jordans. We want to get a new iPhone. We want to do all of this and that. But we're not really paying attention to what they're doing behind closed doors. They're giving us all of this stuff like, here, take it. And they're just gathering information. They're gathering intel. And the thing is, they've been gathering intel and studying us for years. Now, all they doing is just using the intel against us now through this AI stuff. And I'm not gonna say that the AI right now, like AI is like especially the AI that we using, you know, as like ChatGPT, like search engines. Mind you, these are the things that the information that it's spitting out is information that we've given it, right, through Google searches and all of that stuff. They just compiled all of the information on the web, and they just basically simplify the search and just give you what you're asking for. So that's what that AI is. But the AI that's coming in the future, listen, y'all be the judge. Y'all just seen what this thing is capable of doing. So now speaking of taking jobs, right? So we already know that a lot of the AIs that's out right now are actually taking jobs from people, like clerical work, filing work, video editing, you name it, software design and website building. You no longer need a person to do these things anymore, because now there's AI that can code better than some coders out there, right? And if it makes mistakes, it could go in and fix the errors in the lines. And trust me, I've used it. I've made it write certain codes to do certain things, and when it spit back an error to me, I was able to clip the error and feed it back to him, like, oh, okay, and it says, okay, this is basically what you want to do. And I was like, yo, can you show me the actual code? Yeah, sure, no problem. And it gave me the whole code, and it worked. So AI can do it with the right prompts. That, you know what I'm saying? You're not needed no more. People, like, certain jobs is not needed for a human being anymore. Okay. But now, right, speaking of taking away jobs, and I was talking about this fourth beast, I was talking about this empire, this kingdom, how they have conditioned us, right, to rely on them, right, for handouts, right? They've done that strategically, especially with the whole, what you call that thing? We're gonna talk about Snap too, but what you call that thing? Section 8. Right, Section 8 housing and getting getting funded by the government if you're not working. But what they had to do first, the first thing they had to do was what? Get the man out of the house. Right? They was telling our sisters, is there a man that live in here? No? Okay, you know you could qualify for X, Y, and Z if he's not here. And that's how they was able to get our sisters dependent on the government. Now the government is your man. You don't need a man. The government became your man. But that was psychologically programming our sisters to understand, like, yo, I don't need no man. I could do this on my own. I'm getting Section 8. As a matter of fact, I could get a job. I could get a degree. Matter of fact, I could make more than you. Right? And that was during the 50s and the 60s, and we're gonna talk about that. A specific conversation called what they call it, the sex revolution. You see, I'm still green to all of this. I didn't know that that's what they was calling it. I'm gonna show y'all that too. But before we do that, I gotta show y'all this video. And this is the video that Elder Rawchaa he mentioned, where, matter of fact, let me not even say it. I'll just play it. And it was heartbreaking to even see this, man. It was heartbreaking to see that this is what this mother was doing. Yeah, let me see. Right here. All right, hold on. Let me show y'all this video, man. This is on Instagram, right? So it says, young man exposes his mother for trying sorry. Young man exposes his mother for trying to stop him from getting a job so she can stay on Section 8. I had to read it twice when I seen it. I'm like, yo, are you what? Like what? I was thinking to myself, I'm like, what mother wouldn't or what parent wouldn't be happy that their child is trying to go out and get a job? This kind.
My Section 8, then you won't be able to get no Section 8. You're not going to get no job. They're going to count your income against my Section 8 and my link card. You're not working. No.
That's wrong.
So I don't care what you got to say. I don't care how you feel. You're not working. You're not going to get a job. You're not going to school. You're not doing none of that shit.
What? You're not going to school? Now this is bad. This is nasty work right here.
Saying how I'm supposed to be successful in life, man. So you basically telling me I gotta be broke to be successful. I gotta be broke so I can get Section 8.
You gotta be
so
broke so the government can help you.
So the government can help. And you see what's crazy? She thinking that the government is here to help in this area. But like I said, they only gonna give you something to use it against you in the future. They prop you up, get you all comfortable, get you fat, right? And when I say get you fat, I mean, get you relaxed. Help you eating good, right? To then snatch it from right under you. Look at this.
So the government can help me. So you telling me I can't work no job, bro? Like that's like all my friends got jobs and live in nice houses. So you telling me I got to go through the same thing you went through?
If you
have a house,
do any of that.
Yo, and that he could see, and that's the thing. And I always say this: your children eventually are going to get older, and they're gonna develop a mind of their own, and they're gonna see your ways. And they're gonna be able to see. So you might as well tell the truth from when they're young. Start showing them the right way, because eventually it's gonna come back to haunt you. Because look what's happening.
They're going to take my Section 8.
How?
And
What they be like?
You can go get yours like Eve. You can go get a
they will look at that and be like, he's doing something and give me a bigger house, ma. That's what you told me.
Where I'm gonna go? I don't have no job.
I can get off your Section 8 and apply.
She said, where I'ma go? I ain't got no job. But I'm telling you, they coming for people like her. They coming for them. I'm telling you. And I'm gonna show y'all that BBB, which is called that big beautiful bill that Trump just signed 2 days ago. They coming for them. Watch.
On Section 8.
But if you do that, you're gonna have to go the hard way. It's gonna take long.
So what? That's what I'm saying.
2 months, get on Section 8, find you a nice apartment, go get you a link card. You will be fine. You don't have to sit up and work. You don't have to work no job. The government is here to help us. Get it.
The government is here to help us. She said, you don't gotta go get no job. I like when I seen it, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Hold on, let's watch it again.
Job. If you go get a job, they're gonna take my Section 8. Then you won't be able to get no Section 8. You're not going to get no job. They're gonna count your income against my Section 8 and my link card. You're not working. No.
That's wrong.
So I don't care what you got to say. I don't care how you feel. You're not working. You're not going to get a job. You're not going to school. You're not doing none of that shit.
But ma, I'm saying how I'm supposed to be successful in life, ma. So you basically telling me I gotta be broke to be successful.
I would have said, so you telling me I just gotta be a bum to get help from the government?
That's why I gotta be broke so I can get Section 8.
You gotta be broke so the government can help you.
So the government can help me. So you telling me I can't work no job, bro? Like that's like all my friends got jobs and live in nice houses. So you telling me I got to go through the same thing you went through?
If you don't do any of that, they're going to take my Section 8.
How? What they be like? What they be?
Go get yours like Eve. You can go get a.
They will look at that and be like, he's doing something and give me a bigger house, ma. That's what you told me.
Where I'm gonna go? I don't have no job.
I can get up.
Now she said where I'ma go? I don't have no job. Now, brothers and sisters, I just want y'all to be really quick. Does she look like something is wrong with her? Just put it in the chat real quick. Does she look like something is wrong with her? Don't she look like an able-bodied person? Levi says sounds like AI. Nah, this ain't AI. This is us. Okay? All right? I wish it was AI, but nah, this is us. Doesn't look like anything wrong with her. Doesn't look like she could go. She could go and get a job. She looks sick to y'all. Nothing is wrong with this sister. But she rather sit up in the house and collect Section 8. And guess what? While she's sitting up in the house collecting Section 8, able-bodied, you gotta get up and go to work. You gotta go and go to work, and the government is taxing you so that way they can help supply her. Is that fair?
Section 8 and apply for my own Section 8.
Okay, but if you do that, you're gonna have to go the hard way. It's gonna take long.
So what? That's what I'm saying.
Get on Section 8.
Nah, we don't gotta say no offense. She is lazy. That's lazy right there. Look.
Find you a nice apartment. Go get you a link card. You will be fine. You don't have to sit up and work. You don't have to work no job. The government is here to help us.
You don't gotta work no job. She's telling him.
Yeah.
She said you ain't gotta work no job. The government is here to help us. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like I said, they coming after all of these people. Look, let me show y'all this. And this is congress.gov. Hold on, let me make it bigger so y'all could see this as well too. I think I went to. So this is congress.gov. Right? And go to the highlighted part. So this was from the BBB, the big beautiful bill, right? And look what they got here. Section 10102. I was looking at it. Right? There's some good stuff in the bill, but this is one of the stuff that's in the bill. Modifications to SNAP. Work requirements for what? Able-bodied adults. So they coming. The thing is they're gonna start with SNAP. Then they're gonna come after the Section 8 people, all of them. That's living rent-free, that's living without working, and you able-bodied and you depending on the government. Like this is said, you don't gotta work a job. They here to help us. Okay. You could think that. All right. They're here to help. So now look, they got modifications now to who is eligible for SNAP. It says exceptions of the Food and Nutrition Act. It says is amended by striking. Okay, no, these are the exceptions. It shall not apply. So the exception shall not apply to an individual if the individual is under the age of 18. So if you're under the age of 18, you're good. Or over the age of 65, the elderly. Okay. Now they want you to verify medically certified as physically or mentally unfit for employment. Now you're going to have to prove that you're medically, if you're between the ages of 18 and 65, you're between these ages and you're on SNAP and you're getting Section 8 and all of these stuff. Right? And you're not going out there and not working. Right? They want you to medically certify. It has to be medically verified. And you already know they're gonna have their own, they might even have their own doctors that you may have to go to. They might switch the whole game up. They might, before they probably made you go to your own doctor and fill this out, whatever. They might even have their own certified clinics that you got to go here and get tested by our doctors to see if you're medically certified, to see if you're medically unable, physically or mentally unfit for employment. This is what's coming. And one of the stipulations, if they find that you are able to work and you want to continue to receive SNAP and all of these good stuff, you gotta work at least 20 hours a week. That's what they're saying. Some of these people don't even want to work at all. Like And the minimum requirement is 20 hours a week. A full work week is only 40 hours. And they only want you to work 20 hours, but people still don't want to work. They just want to, like the sister said, you don't got to work a job. The government is here to help you. Think again. They're not ready for what's coming. Look, it says, who else is exempt? A parent or other member of a household with responsibilities for a dependent child under the age of 14 years, 8 years of age, right? So if you have children in your house that's under the age of 14 and you can't work, then you could still apply for this. But this is, and mind you, this was an amendment or a modification to the prior rule. There's who's to say before President Trump is out of office they don't modify it again. So like I said, they coming for all of these people that's dependent on the government. You dependent on the government, you're gonna find out where exactly is gonna lead you. Yeah. All right, look. and this is why. Matter of fact, I'm not gonna play that video. Play this one first. Let me see. Not a matter of fact, nope.
Life.
All right, this is what I'm gonna play first. Let me go back. There's a lot of good stuff in this thing right here. So, all of the people that's dependent on the government and don't want to work a job and just relying on government, thinking that everything is sweet, nothing is gonna happen to you. They're not gonna take nothing from you. Okay, I'm telling you, they trying to have it where you own nothing, and it's gonna be to the point. And like I said, I see the setup. They're creating these AIs and these bots to take jobs. They having autonomous autonomous cars, that could drive itself. Right? They already started putting out autonomous trucks, 18-wheelers. So they slowly trying to attack each industry. Like, you can forget about factories. A lot of factories have robots assembling vehicles and stocking boxes and all of that stuff. So they're coming after certain jobs, right? They're doing it through robotics. They're coming after other jobs with people who's working from home through the AI, right? Now we just seen with the video that we just played in the beginning that they coming after influencers that's making millions from their father's or their mother's basement. You're a millionaire just influencing. Yeah. All right, we create our own influencers. Matter of fact, we're gonna also frame y'all as well too, moving forward in the future, right? So we see that you see what this kingdom is setting up to do. Because why? How are they able to do this? They got us dependent on them, right? They got us so dependent on them chasing a dream for them to take and snatch the dream from under us. This is what they do. This is what they're doing, right? So now I'm going to play this. Fair use as well too. We all know who the sister is, right? It's Candace Owens, right? She's a podcaster. She's a conservative, right? She believes in gender roles, which I applaud as well. I strongly believe in gender roles. I love it. So in this particular video, it's titled one conservative versus 20 feminists. Right? One conservative versus 20 feminists. Let me read this real quick. Midnight Meditation says this bill will eventually affect SNAP, unemployment, retirement, Social Security, disability, etc. Will this eventually hit all people? Possibly. Yes, of course it's going to affect all people, because right now, yes, the aim is the children of Israel, but listen, if you're in the way, you just going to get steamrolled. right? Like everything is like no one is exempt. This is why I said, you know, it's doom and gloom if you don't have Christ. So if you don't have Christ, yes, it's gonna hit you. It's gonna hit everybody: Jew, Gentile, black, white, yellow, you name it. It's hitting you. It's catching everybody. The Most High said, "What's gonna befall will befall the whole earth." That's what he. This is what he told Baruch. Okay. So no one is exempt, right? So it's one conservative being Candace Owens versus 20 feminists, right? So now let's listen to this. So basically it started, let me play the first claim and I'm gonna fast forward it. But yeah, matter of fact, I want to play it here because I want you guys to hear the sexual revolution. So it says here, the sexual revolution. So claim 1, the sexual revolution has devalued women and made them infinitely less happy. Right. So let's take a look at this, and I'm gonna fast forward to the point where I really want to. And this is fair use. We're using this clip for educational purposes only. We're not monetizing this. We can't make money off this. So we're just using this to educate and to teach people, right?
Sexual revolution has devalued women and made them infinitely less happy.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Samaya.
Samaya, nice to meet you. I'm Candace.
Nice to meet you too. So my question for you is, statistics show that 60% of women who are murdered by their intimate partners, murdered by someone that they are in close relations with. That's according to the UN from 2023.
Yeah.
So how is it that, women are so valued, quote unquote, in the home, and yet that's the place where they're at the most danger?
Okay, so I'm not sure what that has to do with the sexual revolution.
Right, the sexual revolution.
The first claim.
Yeah, that had actually nothing to do with the sexual revolution. She was just, I don't know. I don't even know what the point where she's trying to go. I'm happy Candace Owens did that because I was confused.
Sexual revolution gave.
I'm happy to answer it. I'm just saying that, if you broaden that statistic, you are more likely in general just to be murdered by somebody you know. So, of course.
But men are much less likely to be murdered by, their
That's not
partners.
true.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I'm sure, because men are less likely to be murdered by women. Full stop. Yeah, exactly. So that statistic makes sense too.
And you know what's so sad? The sister on the right really bought in to this feminist movement and this sexual revolution. Like, what are you even talking about? Like, what? I'm just confused right now. Matter of fact, I don't even want to hear any more of her because she just pissed me off. But I'm gonna fast forward. I'm gonna fast forward to the part that I really want to get. But let me do this. Let's look at this. Let's look at the sexual revolution. What is it? Right? Let's take a look at this. And I asked good old AI to help me with it. Where we are. Okay. So I asked AI to help me with this sexual revolution thing. What is it? So I asked AI. Oh, wrong one. Hold on. That was the big beautiful bill. Where is it? Okay, here it goes. So here it goes. So I asked it, what is the sexual revolution? Make it bigger for you guys to see it. Hopefully you guys can see it. Right? What is the sexual revolution? And it says the sexual revolution refers to a significant shift in social, moral attitudes towards sexuality, particularly in Western countries. So this was only in the West. The daughter of Babylon, the fourth beast. It would be so diverse Like, this was not a custom that was a custom in any other empire but this one. Like, what? And you can't tell me the Most High was not spot on with his prophecy. It says during the 1960s and the 1970s, it was characterized by greater openness about sex, the rejection of traditional sexual norms, and the advocacy for sexual freedom and equality. This actually gave birth to the LGBTQ community. Key aspects. So here are the key aspects. Increased sexual freedom, birth control and reproductive rights, women's liberation and gender equality, LGBTQ plus rights movement, challenging traditional marriage norms, right? Pop culture and media influences. So why wouldn't they not give this to us? Why wouldn't they not give women the right to choose and have sexual freedom, and you could be with as much partners as you want? That doesn't make you a harlot. Yet that doesn't devalue you. Listen, men do it. You could do it too. No, you can't do it too. You can't do what men do. In the same way a man cannot do what women do. I can't do what a woman do. I can confidently say I cannot do what women do. And does that make me less than a man? But for some reason, these feminists, they believe it makes them less than a woman when they say they can't do what a man can do. Who gave them that ideology? Who allowed them to have that ideology? And like I said, they only allow this to use it against them in the future. And we're going to see it come to pass, I'm telling you. So it says criticism and backlash. It says some argue that the sexual revolution led to the commodification of sex and increased societal pressure around sexuality. Religious and conservative groups oppose the movement, viewing it as a decline in moral values. And yes, it inherently did demoralize society, where people do not value the sanctity of marriage. People are now just giving themselves away with no strings attached. Right? So, and I said, what was the stand? And I asked, what was the standard prior to the revolution? So now listen to this. Before the sexual revolution, before the 1960s and the 70s, Western societies, particularly in the US and Europe, were governed by much stricter sexual norms, meaning man with man, woman with women. That was normal. Anything outside of that was deemed crazy or heinous. Right? There was no such thing as multiple partners. It says it was heavily influenced by religion, traditional gender roles, and conservative social values. Here's what the sexual standard looked like in the early to mid 20th century. Premarital sex was frowned upon. So before the 1960s and the 70s, if you was to have sex before marriage, it was not a good act. It was not accepted. Okay? Sex before marriage was considered immoral. And now when you listen to the people of the LGBTQ community, they like to skew the lines and say, what is morality? Morality to you may not be what morality is to me. I can't follow morality towards by your standards. So if that's the case, then what is right? What is wrong? No, I choose what's right. I choose what's wrong. What? Sounds like a demon to me. It says marriage was the only acceptable context for sex. So no one engaged in it prior to the 1950s and 60s. Not saying that it didn't happen, but it was less likely for it to happen because you had to be married to engage in that. So people look towards marriage to get the benefits of having relations with the opposite sex. Now we see why there's no push for marriage in this day and age. Why should I push for marriage when I could already do the deed before marriage? See that? And this is what the sexual revolution created, or the feminist movement. This is what it created. To all the feminists out there. Don't believe me? And what's crazy, I found out through Candace Owens that the feminist movement was actually funded by the CIA. Did y'all know that? So now the question is, why would the CIA fund the feminist movement? If it was to benefit, if it was going to benefit you, benefit me, why fund it? They were funding the demise of our people. Point blank, period. Because who took on the mantle? Who took on the mantle? Who took on the mantle? Our sisters. Our sisters took on that cause like it was their cause. Our sisters had no problem being married. Okay? Our sisters had no problem being married, taking care of the kids and relying and living according to gender roles. And that's one thing. And let me tell y'all something before I continue reading this. Let me tell y'all something about the daughters of Zion. The daughters of Zion, I'm telling y'all right now, is the best thing on earth. And they know that. Esau know that. The enemy knows that. Because there's a reason why the Most High created the daughters of Zion with so much attitude and style and passion. There's a reason why the Most High created the daughters of Zion like that. He created them like that to match the fierceness of the man. He created the daughters of Zion to have the fierceness of a manly man. Because only a manly man could put that in check. But Esau, like a cunning hunter that he is, he found a way to manipulate our sisters to make them feel like, yeah, you listening to him, you letting him tell you what to do. When you was designed to be his counterpart. That's why the Most High gave you that all that style, all that neck snapping and eye rolling. That was for your man. That was for you to use that with your man against the other nations, not to use against him. This is why I say the daughters of Zion, they're the best. Y'all the best things on this earth. Y'all got to understand that. I'm sorry. I don't want to sound crazy or nothing like that, but no other. Then this is my preference. I'm sorry. No other sisters on this earth come closer to the daughters of Zion. I can't find it. It don't matter where you go in the world. You find the daughters of Zion, they all the same. That's what you call salt. You understand what I'm saying to y'all? So don't let them make you feel like you don't need a man and you could do it by yourself. No, you was created, all that zest, all that style and all that attitude was created for you to be side by side with your man. He got to use that. And it's not for you to use that against him. That's why the Most High created y'all so special. He created y'all like that with attitude and style and passion. And because like when you listen to the daughters of Zion, when they talk, they so passionate. Because why? That's how the man is. We gonna stand firm on what we believe. This is why the Most High created a counterpart for us to believe and for us to stand as one with the same attitude against them, not against each other. Y'all gotta understand that So all of this that this girl is talking about, she don't know. All of this that this girl is talking about, she don't know what she's talking about. She was supposed to use this energy for her man, not to fight against it. Talking about some, oh yeah, it's you know, statistics show that the most murders happen through your significant other. Where's your significant other? What? I don't get it. But like I said, ain't nothing like the daughters of Zion nowhere on this earth. Right? The best thing that the Most High could have created outside of Adam was the daughters of Zion. Right? And like I said, no, you know what I'm saying? I'm not taking away nothing from the other daughters of the earth. Well, I'm just saying, y'all don't got it. They don't got it like the daughters of the daughters of Sarah. I'm just saying. Okay? So the feminist movement was never supposed to be for our sisters. They took on that mentality. And this is the reason why we are where we are right now, where the increase of immorality is making our sisters think that it's okay to have multiple partners when it was not. That was never the norm. And this is why I had to read in the beginning about the fourth beast, what this fourth beast would be able to do. Even changing the way we think as God's people. Right? I told y'all we going in. We back. It says, see, marriage was the only acceptable context for sex, right? It says there was strict gender roles in sexuality. So there was no skewing the line. There was no anything you can do, I can do better. There was no such. Women was not talking that way. Let the men be men and let the women be women. What's wrong with that? You don't gotta work in the construction site with me, putting on boots and a hard hat to feel equal to me. Because we was not created to be equal. You think I want my wife working side by side with me? Yeah, babe, pass me that hammer. Yeah, you see that sledgehammer right there? Yeah. Get to them bricks. And her hands is as hard as rocks like mine. What? I'm coming home sweating and smelling crazy, and you coming home sweating and smelling just like me. I don't want that. What's going on here? See a sister with the jackhammer, the helmet falling off her head because she can't even hold the jack. Nah, I don't want to see that. No, I'm sorry. I don't want to see that. I don't even want to see y'all playing basketball. I'm sorry. I don't want to see y'all taking a 3-point shot. No. What? This fourth beast is crazy, man. You see what it did to our sisters? See? It didn't just get our sisters. Okay, it didn't just get our sisters. Because Jake went from this. Look at this. This is 1960s right here. Look at Jake. Look at these young boys right here. Look how dapper they was in the 1960s. So I'm telling you, this fourth beast, they didn't just get them, it got us. Look at Jake. We went from this to this. Huh? What? You see what this fourth beast was capable of doing to the warriors of Judah? to the sons of Israel? You see what this fourth beast was capable of doing? We went from this to this to this. What? This is Magic Johnson and his son. Look at Magic Johnson's son. Look how tall he is. He looked like he should be in the post like this, averaging 20 and 10 for the Houston Rockets. Spin moves, turn around, tomahawk, boom. 20 and 10 a night. But he over here. Look. Purse, belly showing, cut up jeans. Look at him. This is what the fourth beast was able to do to our men. So it's not just our sisters. Don't think I'm coming down on the sisters, because I love my sisters. They got us too. What you call this? What is this? Anyways, so there were strict gender roles in sexuality. Women were expected to be passive, modest, and focus on being wives and mothers. And I want y'all to keep this in mind. It says, you see, it says women were focused on being wives and mothers. That was their goal. That was, and what is a successful person? A success is anything that you, ideal that you choose is right for you, and you accomplish that. So if a sister says in her mind, I want to be the best wife to my husband, and she accomplishes that, that is a success. This world has made you feel that you're not successful if you don't have a degree. You're not successful if you can't make as much as a man. Nah. Who gave you that? See, it said men were seen as naturally more sexual, but expected to marry to fulfill desires respectably. So men, even though it was in us, but you had to get married to be able to achieve that. So men would push to get married so they could achieve that. And not saying that that's all that men wanted. Of course, men go after a woman as a help. What you got going on? If you got nothing going on, why you need a wife? Besides just fulfilling your flesh. Nowadays, men don't even seek wives because sisters is giving it out for free. Thanks to the sexual revolution. Look at this. Prior to the 1960s and 70s, homosexuality was criminalized and pathologized. See? Same-sex relations or relationships were illegal in many countries. The UK until 1967 and parts of the US until 2003. You see that? Excuse me. Birth control and abortion were restricted. Censorship of sexual content. Censorship. Right? Movies, books, and media followed strict moral codes. You see that? So there was no such thing. So thanks to the feminist movement and the sexual revolutions, we got OnlyFans, where sisters are making millions for exposing their bodies. Thank you, feminists. Look at this. Prior to the 1960s and 1970s, sex education was limited or even absurd. That was unheard of. It says here, many schools taught abstinence only, or no sex ed at all. Misinformation about sex was common. Myths, right? But they had myths about other stuff. But listen, all right, sex education was limited. Okay, they didn't even teach that in school. So I had to bring this up to show, now we're going to go back to the video. So basically, Candace Owens is defending the point that the sex revolution really devalued our sisters or women in general. So let me go. I want to go here. So in this part, so now let's look at this part of the segment, which was really good.
No career will give women as much joy and fulfillment as raising children. Because we're talking about freedom. You just said that the reason why I feel happy is because I have more. And I am saying that financial restraints and debt doesn't make people feel more free.
So let's eliminate the debt. Let's eliminate college debt. Maybe we should have free college here in the U.S. That sounds great. Great idea, Candace. I love that idea. All right.
Okay.
Love it. Woo! Champion for the people.
Girl. Very nice.
All right, return to your seat.
Surrounded is now a podcast, available wherever you listen. Search Surrounded, plug in, and stay part of the conversation.
No career will give women as much joy and fulfillment as raising children.
So the topic at hand is no career will give women as much joy and fulfillment as raising children. So now I want y'all to pay attention to who runs up first. Right? Look at this.
Oh, hi, Candace. How are you?
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm John.
Now let's look at John. John is a male feminist. I could look at John and tell that he never probably shot a basketball before. I could look at John and say that and say that John probably never threw a punch before. I could look at John and say that John doesn't know what it really means to be a man. Because I've never really seen or ever actually heard a male feminist before. What has John been through in life to make him become a male feminist?
Okay, so I feel like a lot of your arguments today are very rooted in a sort of old school perspective, I have to be honest. Like, I think, and I'm not trying to be insulting whatsoever, I feel as though most people would identify that claim as pretty extreme and pretty like...
Children are extreme?
Well, no, that women would get more happiness inherently from raising kids than having a job or deciding what they want to do with their lives.
Why is that? I'm just curious. Why would having children, which is just a natural biological conclusion, be something that sounds extreme?
I just said inherently.
Inherently.
That's the
extreme.
inherent expectation.
Yeah.
That's better for...
It's inherent because it's biological. So I think when we think about things that are inherent, I think biology is a good thing to start with, right? So biologically speaking, men and women come together, they form families, and that's the reason why you're sitting here. That's the reason that I'm sitting here, is because biology is inherent.
Well,
so.
And I like how she did that. Because without a man and a woman coming together and creating children, he wouldn't even be here. If two people didn't come together that loved each other to create you, you wouldn't even be able to even talk right now, or even be a feminist. So, but it's fair to say that his mother was not a feminist. She understood the assignment. Hence why you're here. What?
I was
saying it's just natural order that we're speaking about, right?
Okay, let's break it down. So why do you believe that? Why do you believe that?
Why do I believe that?
Why do you inherently are happier? Yeah.
Okay, you keep stressing this word inherent. So.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think because it speaks to natural order, and every piece of life, I think, is enriched by children.
You don't think it's natural for women to get to decide what they want to do with their lives?
I do not think that saying women can decide whether or not they want to go to work or have children is problematic. What I'm saying to you is that women will get the most fulfillment from having a family.
Because it's natural.
It's natural, but also children are wonderful and beautiful and spiritually divine creatures. I mean, they're amazing. There's everything about having a child. Yes, it's a lot of work. It's beautiful.
I hear that. Well,
Yeah.
Okay, what if there's a little girl born and it's her dream her entire life to be an author or to be, on TV or any of these things, and having children is very expensive. It takes a lot of time. So how is it better for that, like, and I understand this is hypothetical, but that hypothetical little girl to have children than to...
And you see, he don't even realize that the point that he's asking was actually given to our little girls by this society. This society made our women believe, or made little girls believe, that they should be on TV. They should be authors. And there's nothing wrong with doing those things, but they were taught outside of natural order. Natural, or the biology of a woman would say, okay, I want to be married because eventually I want to have children. Young girls today are being taught adverse to that. Yeah, go get your career, right? Make sure you go get that bag. But then you spend your whole younger years, the years of your prime, chasing the bag, and by the time you've done got the bag and you settled, now nobody wants you anymore. You've outlived everybody else, right? Now your body is not even in the same physical shape to even produce children, because you was taught to go get the bag. You was taught to focus on your career. No, you wasn't taught to how to treat your husband, go get how to have a husband, how to keep a husband, how to keep a house, how to raise up your children. You weren't taught that. But he's only saying points of what this society has taught women.
Pursue these things that would make her happy as she gets older.
I just think that what if she publishes the book and she has a child, she would agree with me that the child was more fulfilling and made her happy. That's what I'm happier than the book did, is what I'm saying. And I say this as a published author of a New York Times. I would choose my children over my best-selling book. And I was that little girl who had a dream that, like, oh, it would be really great if I could share my thoughts and ideas in a book. But it is utter insanity for me to reflect on that and say that I would have rather published Blackout than to have my 3 children.
But why is it rather? You see what I'm saying?
It's not rather. I'm just saying
well, that's
that
your claim.
That's your claim, is that it's better. It will be more fulfilled. Yes.
Right. So rather.
Well, if it's an either or, if you're saying it's an either or, I'm just saying that if these two things have happened in your life, the thing that will bring you more spiritual fulfillment will be children. And so women who are neglecting that, who are neglecting the pathway to, strive toward family because they think their career is going to hug them at night, or they think that when they're on their deathbed, their career is going to come up next to them and say, you were so great to me.
And here's the thing. Why is it such a bad thing to want to choose children, having children over having a career? Like, why is that even like a point of contention? I'm trying to figure it out. Choosing to have a career over choosing to have children. And for some reason, these feminists, they hate the thought of that. Like, it's weird. Like, I don't even understand. And then that's how I know that movement had to start at least, probably, I would say at least, I'd give it the 3rd level of hell. I think that's where it came from. Probably the 3rd level. You had to go down 3 levels, and then, yeah, we got this understanding for y'all here. Take this back up to the surface. Cause I'm trying to figure out why is it even a thing? Third level of hell. I'm saying.
I think that they've stepped into a delusion, and I'm hopeful that they wake up from it before it's too late.
All right, pause. Yeah. Sorry, you've been voted out by the majority. Please return to your seat.
Hi.
Naima,
nice to meet you.
Okay, so currently, women make up about 47% of the workforce. If this were the case and that women were just inherently unhappy or unfulfilled working and would just prefer to be at home, Why don't they?
Because we've made that, due to prior feminist waves, nearly impossible, because now, which I believe that the reason that the government wanted women to enter the workforce is because it gave them an opportunity to tax a household twice. And so this goes back to what I was saying, is that there's a lot of financial pressure that is being.
And you see, this is why I was saying, this is why I kept saying, the only reason why they would give it to you if it would benefit them and jack you up in the long term. That's the only reason why they're going to give you stuff. It's like they're going to fatten you up to snatch it right from under you. And I'm telling you, it's being done for a reason. And I'm going to show you the greater reason why it's being done. Watch. See, even Candace, she said it. They did it. Yeah, the women want to work. Okay, fine. Let them go to work. The women want to, what? The women want to go to war? Why in Hades would they want to go to war? All right, well, let them go to war. But letting y'all work so they could tax the household twice. It's more money in their pocket. They could care less about women working. It's about this. I always tell y'all, it's about money. It's about this. You got to follow the money, and you can see what's behind, who's really controlling, who's really funding things, who's really allowing things to take place because of this money. Right?
Being exerted on young women to enter the workforce, and they do so blindly under this illusion that somehow entering the workforce is going to make you more fulfilled, like getting yourself into 6 figures of debt going to college to then take on a career and be in debt and having to pay student loans while you make $35K is going to make you happier. And I'm saying that isn't actually true.
Okay, so I hear that.
Yeah.
At the same time, would you not agree that that women can both have a career and have children? I mean, you are actively doing that right now.
And I want to be very clear, because I am actively doing it right now. I would be someone that you would call an exception, because I get to work from home. I get to wake up in the morning. I don't have a boss, right? I don't have to go into the office from 9 to 5. I get to then therefore spend the entire.
You can't use her as the example. She's the exception. So she's successful to the point where she could sit back and analyze and be like, yo, me chasing all of this wasn't as fulfilling as me being at home with my husband and my children. So she's actually being non-biased to the situation, because she's actually a woman, a black woman at that.
Morning with my children.
So you're an exception, and the 47% of women that make up our labor force are also an exception?
No, the exact opposite. So I'm trying to make it more realistic, because I think it's really bad form when people who are able to stay at home, right, and are able to start working at, 1:00 p.m. as I do, after being around their children, the children are running around all day, will then preach to you that every woman can have this. That's not the reality. The reality is that the overwhelming majority of people are stuck behind a desk all day, and they're not happy. They're not doing work that gratifies them at all. And at the same time, they're suspending.
Well, that's just what career you've chosen. But I think that the issue with your
work a 9 to 5. I think that's
okay. Yes, but
right?
if it's the job that is making them unhappy, then maybe they should have chosen a different career path and not the structure of the career itself. But my issue with this is that not only is it claiming that women can't both be mothers and have jobs, which we know to be true because millions of women do that. My mother does that. You are actively doing it right now. But it also is qualifying what every single woman in this country wants without any clear evidence. I mean, there's 169 million women in this country.
Now I'm going to ask the women in the chat. Would you rather go out there in the workforce and make your own money, or would you rather have a man provide for you and take care of you and bring in the finances, and you work collectively with your husband to raise the kids? Or I just want to ask. I'm going to ask the sisters in the room. What would you rather? Would you rather go out there in the workforce and compete with the men, or would you rather raise your children and have your husband take care of you? Which one? Zaya says have a man. Okay, see, boom. Second option. Okay. See, See, look at this. Our sisters in here understand the assignment. Have a man. My man providing. Look at that. I'd rather stay home. You see that? So who is forcing these sisters to feel like they have to go out there and compete and hustle and bustling and doing what men doing? And you see, our sisters in here is smart. They understand what it is. Who want to be out there? Who want to be out there getting up wee hours in the morning, standing, waiting for the bus in the rain, walking in the snow, bumping, getting on a crowded bus to go to a job that you don't even like? But yet you saying, yeah, I'm making this amount of money, but you're in debt because you got to pay back that school loan that you went to school for to be independent. We got to make it make sense. And somebody done lied to her. Because in their heart of hearts, they rather have a man take care of them. I'll tell you that right now. Okay. Let's get back to this. I'll play a little bit more of it, and then we're gonna move on.
Over. How can you say that you know exactly what every woman secretly wants? Are you asking them?
That wasn't my claim that I secretly know what every single woman wants. I'm saying that if you...
And do me a favor, brothers and sisters, we got 642 people in the room right now, and we're down 100 likes. Please hit that like button. Let's drive this algorithm. Let's get this conversation going. The water.
You measure up at the end of your life what brought you more fulfillment, your career or a children, raising children in your family. We will discover that, and there actually have been studies, people that have gone to people on their deathbeds, and the number one regret that people had was that they gave too much to their careers. And this includes men, by the way.
And I want to read this because what they're actually doing on this particular conversation, they actually have a fact checker there. So in this fact check, it says, according to the top 5 regrets of the dying by Bonnie Ware, too much work is the number 2 regret behind not living a life true to yourself. So it's been fact checked that women say that this is the highest regret is not having children. Not having children or chasing their career and not having children was their number 2 regret in life. It's crazy. It's right here.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, of course, human relation is going to be valued over money and profit.
So then
but
you
at
don't
the same
disagree
time,
with,
what
you
does
don't
that
disagree
even?
with my argument?
I do
at all.
disagree with
You're
your
agreeing with my
argument.
argument.
Yes, humans prefer humans over a job, but that's not just singular to women. That's everyone. And my question is, what does that even have to like?
Right.
What is the goal of that? Should every woman quit working and just have a child?
Well,
And you see, they're actually fighting against their genome. The Most High told Eve what? That your desire should be unto your husband. So deep down inside, you want a husband. And even on the left hand side, when you look at people who prefer the same sex, when you look at lesbian women, don't you notice that one is one acts like the man and one acts like the woman? Y'all never notice that? Even in 2 gay guys, one acts like the girl and one acts like the guy. Y'all don't notice that? Even in their folly, they can't escape the nature of man and woman. It's incredible. I don't know if y'all ever noticed that. You'll see 2 women together. One is like a man. The other one is like a woman. You see 2 guys together. One is acting like a woman and the other one acting like a man. In their abominable act, they still understand the representation of man and woman. It's just crazy. Yeah, y'all don't ever notice that? So it's in our DNA. And it's in women DNA to want to have or to find or to be desired to their own husband. to want to fulfill that. It's in them. They for some reason this feminist thing, it got a grip on them.
I'm just trying to warn you that if you decide to suspend that pursuit of family because you think that you have to first climb the ladder, a lot of women make that mistake and they don't end up finding a partner.
But that's their right. It's free will.
You
We
would
live in a
definitely
free
have a right
country.
to make
You
a
don't get to
mistake.
say what people.
And she's saying it's their right, it's free will. No, it's not free will, because someone gave you that ideology, and that's what they do not want to admit. Someone gave you that ideology to think that you can go out there and compete with men. You don't need to be with men. I mean, you don't need to be with a man. You don't need a man. You could do it yourself. Matter of fact, not just that, you could please yourself with as many partners as you want, and you still gonna be the same delicate flower. Yeah, all right. Yeah, okay. If I'm buying a car, I want a brand new car, right? I mean, if it got a few miles from the dealer to the house, okay, fine. But I don't want nothing that thing is breaking down. Like every so often I gotta stop the car and start it back up. And this is the mentality that this Western society has taught women. It's not fair. And men is going along with it, saying, yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it. Yeah, that's because you don't know who you are. You lost sight of what a man is supposed to seek after. Right? It's crazy. Let me go here. Where my Bible at? Let's go here real quick. Let me go here. Look at this. Let me show y'all something in Isaiah. I wrote this down too. We going to the Bible now. So we're in the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 1. It says, "For behold, the Lord of hosts, doth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay of the staff and the stay of bread and the whole stay of water." Right? Your ability to provide for yourself. Right? And who provides? Men. Look at this. The mighty men. So eventually the Most High said that he's going to take that away from the daughters of Zion. He's going to take that away from us. Having the image of a mighty men. He said the mighty men and the men of war, warriors. That thing is an unheard of a statement when it comes to our men in this day and age. It says the mighty men and the men of war, the judge. These are men. Where are the men that's gonna judge these situations? Where are the men that's gonna tell these sisters, like, nah, you off. We're not doing that. Right? Where is proper order? Where's the sisters that's gonna stand up and be like, nah, I'm not settling for this. I'm not doing this. I don't gotta do this to be accepted. Where are those women at? Most High said this. He said, look, the mighty men, the men of war, the judge and the prophet and the prudent and the ancient. Where are the ancient? Where are our elders to tell us this ain't right? You can't be doing it. Look, there's no elders no more. There's no more older people to tell us right from wrong no more. Where are they? They have been silenced. Because why? This new generation of youth that's coming up, you can't even speak to them. You look at them the wrong way, they might take you out. The Most High said He's going to take away the ancient amongst our people. This is why there's no direction. Right? I remember coming up, Our older parents or grandparents, they were taking you to church, whether you liked it or not. You didn't have a say. You had to go to church. You had to pray. You had to do all of these things. Where are they? The Most High say He gonna take them away. This is the reason why we have a generation of what we seeing right now. See? He said, the captains of 50, the honorable men. Where are your? He gonna take that away. The counselors and the cunning artificer and the eloquent orator. Where are the people that can speak? You ever hear these young men speaking right now? I don't even know what language they're speaking. Most I say He gonna take away the eloquent orator, and I will give children to be their princes. Now it's the youth. They the influencers now. We got the youth following the youth, and both of them got no experience. What? You ain't got no experience, but you're taking advice from someone who's just as young as you or younger. Because there's no elders now. There's no one guiding the youth. He says, and I will give children to be their princes, and babes shall rule over them. So the Most High say He will be on the earth, and the people shall be oppressed. Look, we all oppressed, and we don't even understand why. Them sisters who think they feminists, they're oppressed. They don't even, but they're living an illusion. Someone made you feel and made you think that you had to chase the bag. You had to go get a degree and not have children and not get married. After a night out with the girls, you coming home feeding your cats and you crying, watching Tyler Perry, eating ice cream. What? He says, and the people shall be oppressed. Everyone by another. So we oppressing each other. You taking away marriage from me, and you just giving away yourself to him. You see? Everyone by another, and everyone by his neighbor. The children shall behave himself. Oh my goodness. You can't say the Most High word is not real. He says, the children shall behave himself proudly against the ancient. They can't take correction. You can't tell me nothing. You don't know what I'm going through. That was back in your day. This is our time. And look, and the base against the honorable. So the people with no sense at all are being looked at as the influencers. The people with no understanding at all are now the voice of reason. This is what we're seeing right now. Here it is. Candace Owen is trying to shed light on a situation. Her being the honorable, and we got the base in the room. People who got nothing going on trying to tell her that she's doing something wrong, that she's saying something wrong. By what? That a woman is not fulfilled if she's not having children. That having multiple partners doesn't devalue you. What is she saying that's wrong? We're witnessing it. This is what this beast system has created. Look, let me jump down because it gets good. Matter of fact, yeah. Let me jump down. It gets good. Look at this, and I want to read this. It cuts off. I'm gonna read it to you. I'm gonna start at verse 25. And I want you guys to understand what the Most High was saying here. Verse 25. It goes to 26, but it cuts off on your screen, but I'll read it to you. It says, so we see the Most High said that He's gonna take away these men, the mighty men, the ancient men, right? The honorable, the men of eloquent speech, the judges, right? The prophets, right? And He's going to replace the men with terrors, babes, And it says here in verse 25, thy men shall fall by the sword, and the mighty in the war. Look, and her gates shall lament and mourn, and she, being desolate, shall sit upon the ground. So the Most High is prophesying something to come in the future to the daughters of Zion, because there's no men around, right? So when you go to the next chapter, he says, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. What is that talking about? This is talking about a man having 7 wives? Nah, this is talking about women who's like, yo, I wasted my whole life chasing the bag. I don't got nothing going on. Yo, we lost a lot of men through the war. I ain't got nobody to help me around this house. I don't even know how to put up a door. You know what I mean? My cabinet is falling. I need a handyman. Matter of fact, listen, they gonna see a brother. Listen, I got my own food. I got my own money. Listen, just help me around the house. Help me do this. Help me. I need protection. There's no men around for protection. Listen, I just need a place to stay. And we're gonna come to that. We're gonna come to that point eventually where they start where we see how the government is taking away the subsidies from our sisters. Teaching our sisters it's okay to be without a man. Yes, but we're coming into a time where you're gonna need protection. All that I could do what a man can do. Yeah, all right. Let me see you fight off 10 men. Go ahead. let me see you do that. Right? So we got to understand the Most High is getting ready to break down the confidence of our people that was dependent on Babylon, that was dependent on the society and the Western way of thinking. Most High said he's going to take away the brothers. So now in that day, it says a man will be more precious than fine gold, because where are those men that's going to stand up and tell you right from wrong? Where are those men that's going to judge the situation accordingly, not because of how you feel or how you look, but nah, this is the right according to the Most High? Where are those men? They're actually non-existent. Most High said he's going to take away the ancient of our people. Right? I got to show this too. Right? He said he gonna take away the ancient of our people. And you take away the ancient of our people, and you're going to be left with this. Let me show y'all. Hold on. You're going to be left with this. You're going to be left. Hold on. You're going to be left with this. This is what you're going to be left with. Look, name 5 books in the Bible.
In the Bible, the Philippines,
Abraham, Big Josiah,
Book of Paul.
Hi, I'm Paul. Ecclesiastic, Deuteronomy, the Book of Thomas.
Everything. You know what's crazy? Look at these young people. They can't even tell you 5 books in the Bible. That goes to show you that there's no elders to instruct them in the way of the Lord anymore. When you can see this is what the scripture calls that great falling away. Look, this is it right here. We watching it. People can't even name 5 books. Yo, we're seeing the end of the world right now. We're actually seeing the end of the world. Like, I don't know if y'all can process that. We're actually witnessing the end of this world. Like, it's done.
Dogs, 1 sound, and rats 1.
Wait a minute. Wait. First of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
The revolution.
The Book of Revolution. That's a new one, y'all. We got the Book of Revolution, y'all.
Books in the Bible, the Old Testament, the New Testament.
The Old Testament, New Testament are books.
Genesis. Liam and Judas.
Liam? Who's Liam? Liam and Judas. Who's Liam? Somebody, Liam is here? Y'all got Liam in the scriptures?
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Sodom and Gomorrah is 2 books?
Manuel, Christian, Jacob. David.
We got Job.
Who?
5 books in the Bible. The Bible is the book. 5 books in the Bible? Yeah. Like the chapters?
No.
I like interesting books, like romance, fantasy, stuff like that, but I'm not reading the Bible.
You heard y'all heard that? I'm not reading the Bible. I like necromancy. She's into witchcraft and all of that. See, look, regular sister, you think she look nice? Yeah, I want to bring her home to mommy. Yeah, but when you taking her home, she doing voodoo and witchcraft. This is what you got. This is what we got left.
I'm not reading the Bible.
Not including the first 5.
Watch it
Please
again.
name 5 books in the Bible. 5 books in the Bible. The Philippines.
Abraham, Big Josiah.
Fuck apart.
Big Josiah. Let me see. We got that book. Y'all got that book, Big Josiah? With the word big in front of Josiah? It's crazy. Oh, come on. Let me play it back. I don't know what just happened. Let me play it back. Big Josiah. That's what we got going on. The book of Big Josiah.
Including the first 5. Please name 5 books in the Bible. 5 books in the Bible. The Philippines.
Abraham, Big Josiah.
Fuck apart.
Hi, I'm Paul. Ecclesiastic, Deuteronomy, the Book of Thomas.
Who?
Everything.
Dogs, 1 sound. And
One psalm. Dang. We in bad shape. These not we. I ain't gonna say we. These people are in bad shape. So and look, they outside partying, having a good time, and they have no clue what this system is getting ready to do to them. It's crazy.
Wait a minute. Wait. First of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
The revolution.
Books in the Bible, the Old Testament, the New Testament, Genesis. Liam and Judas.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Manuel, Christian, Jacob. David.
We got Job.
Who? 5 books in the Bible. The Bible is the book. 5 books in the Bible? Yeah. Like the chapters?
No.
I like interesting books, like romance, fantasy, stuff like that, but I'm not reading the Bible.
I'm not reading the Bible. This is where we at, y'all. I'm not reading the Bible. Yeah? This is where we at. I'm telling you. This is exactly where we at, because you know why? I got one more. Wait, do I got one more? One more scripture to read with y'all? Yeah, I got one more scripture to read with I got one more scripture to read with y'all. Right? But before I read that one scripture, I gotta come here. Let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all this. This is what's coming. And this video was a year ago. So fair use for educational and religious purposes. So Kenya's digital ID. Kenya, right? That's a country in Africa, right? Populated by black people, right? Let's look at this.
Now, it even gets worse. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is continuing its global push to support its so-called government-backed digital ID programs, and this time setting its sight on Kenya, where it will advise the government on that country's Maisha Naba digital ID initiative that is currently under development. So, according to a Kenyan news agency, Gates' role is assisting the Kenyan government in its development, and the rollout of Maisha Number was announced after a recent series of the closed-door meetings with Kenyan President William Ruto. According to Biometric Update, Maisha Number is supposedly expected to address different challenges, such as identifying and authenticating citizens, safeguarding primary registration documents such as birth certificates and national identity cards, and improving the management of the social programs and government operations. The project has been met with skepticism in some parts of the country. Rights groups have also been
the digital ID, which has been a big problem to us for a very long time, is now on a testing mode for the next 2 months. I have been assured by all the stakeholders, led by the ministries concerned, that by December.
Y'all heard that? He said he has been insured by all of the stakeholders. That means people who have a stake in the fact in those people in Kenya receiving a digital ID. There's money involved, right? But they trying to push this in Kenya, the digital ID, right? Look.
We will be able to launch digital ID where every Kenyan don't have to carry any paper, plastic or otherwise as an ID, that they should be able to be identified digitally using their iris or their fingerprints, and we can transact without the necessity of people struggling to identify who they are.
So you don't have to worry about carrying a driver's license, a piece of paper. You should be able to be identified with your eye, he said. What else he said? Your eye, a scan, your fingerprint. Huh? I'm telling you, a lot of these nations is already locked and loaded and ready for that thing to come. The mark of the beast, the chip. Listen, and a lot of them is going to gladly take it. Like all of those people in that video talking about the book of Psalms and the book of Jobs and the book of Revolution. Those people that we just seen, they taking it. They taking the chip. Without a doubt, they taking it. Because they don't even know that it's written in the Bible that that there's gonna be a chip. So they're gonna think it's new technology, like a new iPhone. So those people, they taking it. Trust me.
And the proudest part of it is that we don't have to spend the billions that we have spent on all the other manenos, as all of you know.
We're taking things that are, genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein.
See? There you go. Listen, it's coming. Ain't nothing none of us could do to stop it, because it's already done. Christ already showed John the Revelator this was coming on the earth. Well, but we're prepared. And let me show y'all this. Let me show y'all how close they are to it being a reality. Y'all remember, what is this? Y'all remember when I told y'all about Neuralink? Y'all remember that? When I told you about Neuralink and Elon Musk is trying to merge through the brain, right? Trying to merge the brain consciousness to a computer, and having people be able to, and they call the technology, listen to this, they call the technology telepathy. And telepathy is one who was able to move things with their mind. But when you go into when you go into the etymology of the word, it goes into using a jinn or a demonic entity to move that. So you just channeling a spirit to move that thing, whatever the case is, right? So the name of the technology is called telepathy, where you'll be able to control your computer, a video game, whatever it is, with your mind. telepathy, making you one with the beast, one with the system, right? So now, little do y'all know, they have some advancements with Neuralink, and they just released this video like two or 3 days ago, right? And let me just play it back just a little bit. Fair use for educational purposes only, right? Let me start here. I don't want to bore y'all, but take a look at this. Right? Fair use.
Demonstrating greater independence through their use of BCI. Not only that, we've also accelerated our implantation cadence as we've amassed evidence of both clinical safety as well as value to our participants. So to date, we have 4 spinal cord injury participants as well as 3 ALS participants, with the last 2 surgeries happening within 1 week of each other. And we're just beginning. This is just tip of the iceberg. Our end goal is to really build a whole brain interface. And what do we mean by whole brain interface? We mean being able to listen to neurons everywhere, be able to write information to neurons anywhere, be able to have that fast data wireless transfer to enable that high bandwidth connection from our biological brain to the external machines, and be able to do all of this with fully automated surgery, as well as enable 24 hours of usage.
So you'll be connected to the system 24 hours. Listen to neurons everywhere, simulate neurons anywhere, fast wireless data transfer. Like what? This is what they're working on, because this will be the technology along with what I believe the blockchain technology with digital money. All of this will be one whole system, merging man and machine. Right? Satan said what? He will be like the Most High. This system will allow him to be in everybody's mind at one time. Be in everybody's mind, see what everybody is doing, trying to be like the Most High, trying to mimic the Most High. But you have to put everybody in order to be able to get this done. You got to make them want it. So now, I want y'all to take a look at this. Going into their participants. Now, look at their participants.
What's up, guys? My name is Sahaj. I'm from the Brain-Computer Interface team here at Neuralink, and I'm going to be talking about 2 things today. The first thing is, what exactly is a Neuralink device capable of doing right now? And the second one is, how does that actually impact the day-to-day lives of our users? Very simply put, what the Neuralink device does right now is it allows you to control devices simply just by thinking. Now, to put that a bit more concretely, I'm about to play a video of our first user. His name is Nolan, if you remember from DJ.
Look at the first participant. Paraplegic. What was it? Paraplegic. Right? Can't move. I think he probably had a spinal cord injury, which relegated him to this wheelchair. But look, this is human trials. Right? They're using them as, I would want to say, guinea pigs. Right? Testing out the, because a regular person, they're not going to test it on a regular person. They got to use somebody like them to see, okay, yeah, this is the reason why we want to use this technology, because we want to give them a second chance. We want them to be able to still move things and be able to use the technology that you guys are able to use, but they just not using their hands. They're using their minds. Right? This is how they're, pushing it on the people. Right? These are the participants. And if it goes well with them, then all right, we could push it. We could sell this product to everybody now.
Section. And what Nolan is doing is he's looking at a normal off-the-shelf MacBook Pro. And with his Neuralink device, as you're going to see, he's going to be able to control the cursor simply with his mind, no eye tracking, no other sensors. And what's special about this particular moment is this is the first time someone is using a Neuralink device to fully control their cursor. This is not your ordinary brain-controlled cursor. This is actually a record-breaking control, literally on day one, beating decades of brain-computer research. And I'm about to show you the clip on day one, Nolan breaking the BCI world record.
Whoa! He's doing that with his mind. So he got an implant in his brain. He got a chip thing in his brain, and you know, in this video they show you what the chip looked like too. It's in his brain, and he's using his eyes and his mind to control the computer. It's cool technology, right, guys? It's cool. And like I said, they're gonna make people want to have it. People are so obsessed with these things. Why not have it in your brain? Why not have your phone connected to your mind? Telling y'all, these people, they don't know what they're playing with.
Oh shit. Yeah. Sorry. Congrats.
Oh, well done, man. Well done.
Wait, what are they?
He's a new world record holder.
Oh, no way. On the first day.
There's all the confetti.
Yes. This was a surprise. It's small for 1 of 5.
I thought it was higher. I thought I would have to get to 5 or something. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, another really fun thing you could do with the Neuralink device outside of controlling a computer cursor is you could actually plug it in through USB through a lot of different devices. And here we actually have Nolan playing Mario Kart. Now, what's special about this particular clip is Nolan is not the only cyborg playing Mario Kart in this clip. We actually have a whole community of users, as mentioned earlier, and this is literally 5 of our first users of Neuralink playing Mario Kart together over call.
So they're all playing Mario Kart with their minds through the brain chip implant. It's neat, right?
Now, yeah, Mario Kart it's cool. You know, you're using one joystick and then you're clicking like a couple buttons to throw items. What would be even cooler is what if you could control 2 joysticks at once simultaneously with your mind? What I'm about to show you, and I think this is for the first time someone playing a first-person shooter game with a brain-computer interface. This is Alex and RJ playing Call of Duty, controlling one joystick to move and then the other joystick to, like, point your gun and then shooting people as a button. Here's Alex shooting another person.
Right. Oh, dear God.
Oh, that was God.
I know I do, and I want him to freaking shoot him won't when I do.
RJ, Alex got you.
I know, they shot me in the face.
Now that we have a bit of a sense of...
If I ever lose a match to somebody with no hands and they using their mind, listen, I'm uninstalling that game. Are you kidding me? This is where they at with the technology. So they're getting closer and closer to their mark. While our people is out there playing around, having fun and relying on the government. Listen, you don't gotta go telling their children you don't gotta go get a job. The government gonna take care of you. Okay, yeah, we gonna take care of you. Yeah, we've been giving you we've been giving you $5,000 a month, right, to take care of your expenses. Okay, if you still want that, you got to come on down to the office. We're gonna send you to a location to go and get your implant. And this is how we're gonna send your digital currency via Wi-Fi, whatever the case, and make sure you're always connected to Wi-Fi, so that way you could get you'll still get your payment, but it'll be uploaded to your implant. That's all I got to do. So you mean I don't have to work still? Yes, you don't have to work. Don't worry about it. Just go get your implant and make sure you're always connected to Wi-Fi, 5G. This is what's coming. They not ready for what's coming. While they're partying and having fun and allowing the government to take care of them and eating up all of that feminist movement, and listen, don't get a man, you good, you got it by yourself. Why they doing all of that? They preparing. Look, they creating experiments. They testing it on live people. So when it's time to give it to you, when they cut off your supply, 1, 2, 3, we got the answer for you right now. We got this technology out. Listen, we've tested it on paraplegics. It works. Listen, all you got to do, listen, it's seamless. Sign right here. Pledge your allegiance right here. And there you go. If you want to still live, if you still want your amenities, you still want to be able to, buy groceries, it's all yours. I'm telling y'all, Esau never played fair. You think when it comes to him losing or gaining a kingdom, he gonna play fair? Yeah, all right. His life is on the line now. Their lives are on the line. This is a battle of survival for them, not for us. Last scripture that I'm gonna read, and I'm gonna get out y'all way, because listen, oh man, this was such a great broadcast. But last scripture before I get out y'all way, we're gonna go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, verse 1. Here's the resolve for us, and this is why I said in the beginning, right? The people who are not in Christ, oh yeah, doom and gloom. This is coming for you, whether you like it or not. Because honestly, you don't have another choice outside of Christ. It's either to Christ, or if you choose to make no choice, you already made a choice. You're serving the God of this world. And yes, there is a God over this world. There's a God over all, but because of the sin of Adam, power has been given to another being, another God. Lucifer, the one who's at war with our God, the Most High, the Creator. So if you don't make a choice, by default, you've chosen the God of this world, because you're using the stuff of the God of this world. That's what He's given to you, right? In turn, they become your God. They feeding you. So you got to make a choice. And if you don't, then listen, that's on you at the end of the day, right? But you cannot say you wasn't warned. So Jeremiah 4:1, it says, "If thou wilt return, O Israel, saith the Lord, return unto me. And if thou wilt put away thine abominations out of my sight, then shall thou not remove." So what are the abominations? All of the stuff that you've learned in this Western world, the ways of the heathen, what you've learned here, relying on them to help you rather than relying on God or the Most High, right? He says, "And thou shalt swear, the Lord liveth, in truth, in judgment, and in righteousness, and the nations shall bless themselves in him, and in him shall they glory. For thus saith the Lord to the men of Judah and Israel, break up your fallow ground, and sow not among thorns. What is he talking about? Sow not among thorns. You giving your strength, your power, you giving your ingenuity, your strength to these nations, to this empire, to this kingdom. You selling your soul just to be just like them. Most High saying, don't sow your seed amongst that. They're thorns. You're sowing your seed amongst thorns. Right? Look, let me jump down because this is where it really gets good. Matter of fact, I'm gonna read verse 4. He said what? Circumcise yourselves to the Lord. Now it's time to cut them off. Cut off the nations, cut off these people, and come back to the Lord. Come back to the Most High. It says, circumcise yourself to the Lord and take away the foreskin of your heart. Your heart is synonymous with your mind, what you've been taught. Cut that off. You've been taught a lie. You've been taught feminism is good. No, it's not. It's from the pit. It's from what we said, the third level of hell. That's where it's from. It says, and take away the foreskin of your heart, ye men of Judah and inhabitants of Jerusalem, lest the fury come forth like fire and burn that none can quench it, because of the evil of your doings. See? Because of the evil of your doings. Look at this. Most High said, and when thou art spoiled, what will, jumping down to verse 30, he said, and when thou art spoiled, what wilt thou do? Though thou closest thyself with crimson, though thou deckest thyself, or deckest thee, with ornaments of gold, though thou rentest thy face with painting, in vain shalt thou make thyself fair. Thy lovers will despise thee. They will seek thy life. So the Most High is saying, look, come back to me. You got a better deal dealing with me rather than dealing with these nations, right? Dealing with your quote unquote lovers. He said, you making yourself look all pretty and all dolled up for these nations, giving them the best. But at the end, they still seeking your life. They still going to take your life. They still going to take everything from you. Look, he said, though thou deckest thyself with ornaments of gold, you making yourself look nice. You renting your face, your sisters, you putting that makeup on, right? Making yourself look good and acceptable to them. He said, but what? Thy lovers will despise thee anyways. They will seek thy life. They're not playing fair. Edom was never playing fair. So we got to do what the Most High say. Come back to him. He gonna heal. He gonna bind up. He gonna protect you from what's to come. And I'm telling you, what's to come, you ain't gonna make it without Christ. You ain't gonna make it. You might as well be with those people talking about in the book of Psalms. Might as well be with them. Because they don't know what's happening in the world right now. They don't know. They don't even know that the chip is about to be administered throughout the earth. They're testing it right now on paraplegics, and it works. Don't worry about it. It's coming. But you got to make a choice. Everybody got to make a choice. This life is about choices. You chose to wake up this morning to go to work or stay home. You chose what you wanted to eat. You chose what you wanted to put on. You chose if you wanted to run that red light or stop at the light. You chose. Every life is about choices. What difference is this choice? The difference of this choice is this could cost you your soul. Christ said, what profit is it a man to gain the whole world, but at the end to lose his very soul? And that's what you got to think about. Because these people, they don't care about your soul. They don't care. They're all about this. Money, power, and control. But your soul now. Who's watching over your soul? Who cares for your soul? Who wants to give that soul eternal life? That's the question. Right? So you guys got to make a decision, because I'm telling you, if you're not in Christ, you're not ready for this beast system. It's diabolical. Oh, man. And I would love, when I say I would love to take calls tonight, but I'm looking at the time and it's already late. What time is it? It's already 10:23. But next week, most high willing, I will open up the lines for calls and we're going to chop it up. We're going to talk because, you know, I'm trying to get back in the swing of things. I haven't done this live thing in a while, but, you know, hey, same spirit that's bringing forth the edification. And I pray and I hope that you guys were edified through this broadcast. And I hope moving forward, we all start making better choices, man. Because listen, we going to need help from above. So, brothers and sisters, I really appreciate y'all for coming in. Y'all did such a great job. Y'all did such a great job hitting that like button. And I pray that you guys was able to share this content with your friends and family. Man, listen, don't be stingy, man. Try to, sow a seed. And when I say sow a seed, I ain't talking about sow a seed like how them crooked pastors. Yeah, sow a seed to this ministry and God gonna bless you. Now I'm talking about sow a seed in someone's life as far as giving them the word of the Most High. That's the real seed to sow. All right, that's the real seed. Scripture tells us what? One man plant, the other man watereth, but the Most High what? Sends the increase. So, brothers and sisters, let's do this thing. Let's continue to push for righteousness. Let's continue to push for family. Let's continue to push for what's right. And let's continue to be a light to those who are in darkness. Listen, we the last hope of this earth. We're literally the last hope. After us, what's left? Right. So, brothers and sisters, let's continue to do the right thing. Right. I hope you guys have a blessed day tomorrow. If you got to go to work, school, whatever it is you do, man, be mindful of your surroundings. Be mindful of who's watching you. Right. And just try to be a light as best as you can. Don't just read the scriptures, apply the scriptures. Right. Because a gospel seen is better than the gospel heard. You'll be surprised who you could bring to Christ just by operating as Christ. Right. They're going to see the difference. They're going to know the difference. Have a blessed Shabbat as well, too. Until next week, brothers and sisters, I'll definitely will catch you on the next one. Pray that the Most High keep you all safe until the next time. Right. Thank you guys for checking in. Oh, wrong sound bite, but.
You could be anywhere in the world, but you're now tuned into the Born of Levi experience.
Yes, all praises be to the Most High. His name is I Am That I Am in English, but Ahaya in the Hebrew, in the name of our son Yeshua Mashiach, which is Christ, or who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but we call him our Savior in the Hebrew tongue. So thank you, Dawada. Good night. Peace. I'm out of here.